Think about it for a second. Got milk. A diamond is forever. Just do it. Some ad campaigns, they're more than just commercials, right? They become a part of our shared memory, a piece of our culture. But how does that even happen?
What's the secret sauce? What's that magic formula that turns a simple message into something that echoes for decades? Well, that's the fascinating puzzle we're going to deconstruct today.
And at the heart of that puzzle is this idea right here. The marketing masterpieces we all remember, they aren't just selling you a product. No, they're telling a story that connects with something deeply, deeply human inside all of us.
Okay, let's dive in. These unforgettable campaigns, they don't just happen by some magic spell or a stroke of luck. There's an underlying architecture, a blueprint, that we can actually take apart and really understand. And this is our blueprint. We're going to use these 5 pillars to analyze some of the greatest campaigns ever made. So think of this as our guide, our roadmap for decoding the buzz.
Let's start right at the beginning with the idea itself. See, every single iconic campaign is born from the fusion of 2 absolutely crucial elements, a brilliant strategy and a daring creative leap.
First up, strategy. This is the bedrock. This is the foundation. Before you even think about the cool visuals or a catchy tagline, you have to answer the tough questions. Why are we even doing this? And who exactly are we trying to talk to? It's the brains of the operation.
And this ad just brilliantly illustrates a masterful strategy. Back in an era when American cars were all about being bigger and better, Volkswagen leaned into being the complete opposite. They didn't apologize for their car being small. They celebrated it. They called it a virtue. It was honest, it was smart, and it was totally, completely unexpected.
Now, if strategy is the skeleton, then creativity is the soul. This is the pillar that breathes life into the plan. It's the art that takes a solid strategy and makes it absolutely unforgettable. And you simply cannot talk about creativity without talking about Apple's legendary 1984 ad. I mean, come on, they didn't just announce a new computer, they announced a revolution. They used a single, powerful line to position the Macintosh not as a machine, but as a tool of liberation. They turned a commercial into a legitimate cultural event.
So you've got a great idea, but an idea, that's just a starting point, isn't it? Let's move to our next 2 pillars and see how this thing gets built, bringing that idea into the real world and then measuring what actually happens next. And here's the crucial part. Even the most brilliant concept can fall totally flat with poor execution. This is all about the details, getting the right message to the right people at exactly the right time with absolute consistency and quality, every single time. Now, what's really interesting here is just the sheer timescale of flawless execution. For over 100 years, Ivory soap has meant one thing, purity. For over a century, that Coca-Cola script has meant refreshment. That unwavering consistency, it builds a kind of trust that you just can't buy overnight. That is masterful execution in action. And finally, the ultimate test. What was the impact? And this goes way beyond just sales numbers. An iconic campaign's impact is measured by how it actually changes conversations, how it shifts behaviors, and sometimes even how it changes the culture itself. This comparison really clarifies the difference. A good campaign is functional. It gets the job done. But an iconic campaign, it's transformational. It doesn't just meet its goals, it completely transcends them, becoming a part of our collective memory. And the always #LikeAGirl campaign is a perfect example of that transformational impact. It did so much more than just sell products. It challenged a deeply ingrained stereotype, it sparked a global conversation, and it turned an insult into a powerful statement of pride. That's marketing as a cultural catalyst. It's huge. So we've deconstructed these masterpieces. We've seen how they work, but what's the thread that ties them all together? Our final pillar is all about distilling the timeless wisdom that we can take and apply from these marketing legends. Let's pull it all together. The most powerful marketing, like the #LikeAGirl campaign, it shapes culture. It builds profound trust by being honest, like Volkswagen's Think Small. It challenges the status quo, like Apple's 1984. And more than anything, it forges a real, lasting emotional connection. These aren't just tricks of the trade, They are fundamental principles of human communication. So we've explored the anatomy of these iconic campaigns. We've seen the 5 pillars that hold them all up. So the final question isn't just about what they did, but what comes next. The blueprint is right there. The real question is, what buzz will you create?